Hey folks, Keough here with a new training video for you, and this is footage from my Friday deadlift session. I'm going to do 495 for 5 sets of 4. For the last 3 weeks since I came back from my meet, what I basically decided to do is I decided I would look for a weekly uh, rep count of somewhere in the vicinity of 20 to 25 repetitions. I'd space that out over a certain number of sets, usually 6 sets that give me the RPE that I'm looking for. Then I would start with something that was sufficiently easy and then work up into it, keeping the rep count the same over consecutive weeks, but building up the RPEs by increasing the intensity. So I started at I think 465 for 6 sets of 4, and then 480 for 6 sets of 4, and 465 for me is probably close to a 10 rep max. So a set of 4 itself is not a terribly high RPE. So I built up into, or I worked up into this 495 for 5 sets of 4, and when I approached my training on this day, I had an idea for the set amount of volume that I wanted to get in. I wanted to hit somewhere between 4 and 6 sets, and I kind of just approached this session like I would like a threshold training day. And there's a powerlifter by the name of Chris Duffin who puts out a lot of great stuff, and he just put out a video in which he was working with a sort of Tendo unit. I can't remember the name of this brand, but basically he was doing safety bar squats, and he was doing them for doubles, and he could do them for as many doubles as he wanted to, provided he stays at a certain threshold in terms of meters per second. So this unit would measure his bar speed, and he'd have to stay above 0.3 meters per second. And as long as he could do that, he'd get as much work in as he could. And that's kind of how I approached these today. I took longer rest intervals, as much time as I needed, and I just figured I'd pull sets of 4 up to 6 sets for as long as I could while still maintaining a certain amount of bar speed. And I certainly did measure it. I kind of did it by feel, but I could tell at the last set, certainly by the last rep, I was starting to struggle and starting to slow down. So that for me was my limit, and I'm going to continue to manage my training in this way. I think next cycle I'll work up to doubles. I'll continue to increase the weight, but what I'll do is I'll take it up 10 or 15 pounds so the RPEs will go back down, because the reps that I'm cutting will actually outpace the amount of weight that I'm increasing, and then I'll build back up again. So overall, the deadlift is feeling good. It's getting better all the time. I experimented with some things, and I was partially successful on this day. I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to keep getting stronger. Keep checking in. More videos for you very soon.